Staff is not advocating for this proposal, are they?
Staff serves at the council's discretion, and so we will go whatever direction they prescribe. However, through the fact finding, it does appear that our ordinance is developer friendly. We are at a time to where our land bank is getting to a certain spot where we need to evaluate things. Like you said, we have a UDC rewrite coming up.
I'm not hearing that they're supportive. Not saying that they're not, but it doesn't sound like yes or overwhelmingly. I just think the right thing to do is for us to take time and be thoughtful. I would be open to a committee of actual professionals and actual people who work in preservation, not just business owners who have an agenda or who are well connected. And I think I'd be willing to look at that, but I can't support this change on its face, and I don't think anybody in this community should if they care about trees. Thank you.
I'm glad that you're finally on board with going through a process and not ramming things down people's throats.
We see the light every now and then. I had my road to Damascus moment.
It just takes Aggies a little bit longer.
Hey,
So I appreciate that.
Slower.
So I appreciate that. I'm gonna ask for our council. We understand there's another campaign going on. We understand that. I would ask the campaign rhetoric be done outside this building on your own time, using your own dollars, not using our time, the rest of this council's time doing it. This is council time. You want to go beat each other's brains out on the campaign trail outside this building, knock your socks off. I'm talking to both of you. So, you want to take your shots, take it out there, not in here. This is the people's business. It's not your time to gig or do, whatever towards the other. Both your times are very, very short. It's been cordial, and I want it to remain cordial until both of you walk out the door, okay? And that time can't come soon enough. So I'm asking for your professional behavior to make sure you do that. Stop the gig, okay? With that, Mayor Pro Tem, you were up next.
Jerry, could you go back up to the podium? Could you please walk me through the process on how the solution was minimized with Quick Quack?
So with Quick Quack, we met with the developer no less than 5, 6, 7 times. They realized going into this process, even before they purchased the property, that there was going to be tree mitigation applied to this development. They decided to move forward. They provided a tree survey, and at that time, I met with them and kind of helped them overlay their site plan with existing trees to determine which trees had to be removed. And they determined that the trees towards the backside, so the east side of the property, furthest away from.
Hold on real quick. Josh, would you put that arrow back up? I can understand the process.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. So on the east side, so furthest away from South Main, that's where a majority of the trees are, and they determined that they could, in fact, save those trees. They received credit for preserving trees. They're going to receive credit for keeping some of those trees towards their landscaping requirement. But at the end of the day, they made the decision that they did not want to plant additional trees, that they would prefer to pay the fee, and that's what they agreed to.
Okay, so how many trees were being knocked down to hit that 125,000?
Not that very many, to be perfectly honest. So most of the trees on these sites between Walmart and Ace Hardware are very large oak trees. I will say that this sample is unusual. There's not very many sites left in Pearland that have very large mature trees. Most of the trees that are existing are smaller sized trees. But because they had so many large trees, the multipliers kicked in, and they had to mitigate more or removing less numbers of trees, if that makes sense.
It does, and like I said, just from a dollars and cents aspect, 20% of a development going into one category is high.
I will
And-
also add, if you don't mind, their mitigation that they were looking at was upwards towards $250,000.
I can believe that.
So we were able to massage that number down within our ordinance to get something that they were agreeable to and that the city was agreeable to that still met the intent of our ordinance.
Okay, and I appreciate your time and effort to work it out. But here again, it doesn't take the punitive aspect away of what happens when we get into, this one happens to have large trees on it. When we get into the lot that I had earlier on my slide number 3, it's completely covered. I don't know if it's trash trees, good trees, couldn't tell you what it is. But when you get into lots like this, you're looking at that one right there. It's roughly a 4-acre lot right there, and I know there's going to be some trees that count.
There may be a few. So if you were to go back and look at GIS 20 years ago at 2002, that was a hayfield. So
Okay.
I would not believe that there would be
I
anything
know,
new.
this area I know very well.
Okay.
I grew up in this town. I've been here for 57 years, and I can tell you this part of town, I drive up and down every day of my life. I know what things look like and stuff like that. So
Okay.
when we get into that, I'm curious about these trees right here.
Okay, so I would imagine that there are not very many trees that are over 12 inches because a tree cannot grow 12 inches in
Densely
that
populated areas. I understand that. But you're still going to have oak trees in there.
there may be
Still
some.
going to have ones that count towards the mitigation. I'm not saying that all of them are oak trees. I'm saying you will have some in there. And as we get into the development part of the city of Pearland, where we have more and more lots like this is where I'm asking.
Mr. Patel will be absent from the chamber the balance of the evening. He's traveling. So with that, we'll move to citizens' comments. Were there any citizens' comments sent in? None. So with that, we'll turn to new business. With that, Mr. Carbone, would you present item number 1, please?
Yep, thank you, Mayor. Consideration and possible action, Resolution R 2023-319, so moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. No need for staff report. Madam Secretary, if you'll call for the vote, appreciate it.
Member Carbone?
Aye.
Member Camcar?
Aye.
Member Hernandez?
Aye.
Member Cade? Aye. Member Barry?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Koza?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-0.
All right, with that, we will move to new business items number 2 and 3. So first up, if Ms. Chavarria would meet me down in front of the dais, that would be greatly appreciated. First up, I'd like to present this certificate of election to Ms. Mona Chavarria in the name and by the authority of the City of Pearland, Texas. This is to certify that a special election was held on the 9th day of December 2023, and Mona Chavarria was duly elected to City Council position number 3. Testimony hereof, I have unto signed my name and caused the seal of the City of Pearland, Texas to be affixed this 18th day. We need to change these. It has May. So we'll need to put December 2023. We don't do this often outside of May, so it's all good. Signed on this day as mayor of the City of Pearland, Texas. So I want to present that to you and congratulate you for a fine job. When you run unopposed, I highly recommend it. I've done that, and it takes a lot of the stress out. But Ms. Chavarria, thank you for stepping up, being a part of your local government. You've been a volunteer throughout this community, and I want to thank you for that. All right, with that, Judge Greg Hill is going to come up and give you the oath.
All right, raise your right hand. You know the drill. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of City Council Position 3 and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God. All right, congratulations. Good job.
for that, and follow me. All right. All right. Mona, I'd like to introduce you to Councilmember Carbone. Councilmember Camcar, Mayor Pro Tem Koza. All right. Not sure where these two ran off to. And Councilmember Berry. All right. All right. So you will be seated right here. Go ahead and have a seat. Yeah. Go ahead and have a seat. Go ahead and have a seat. Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this in order. All right. Next up, Mr. Tooman, come on up. Same thing, same drill. This is a certificate of election for Mr. Chad Tooman, duly elected City Council Member Position 6, which will go right over here on the 8th. And this is being done, and he's taking office on the 18th day of December 2023. Chad, it's a pleasure and an honor to serve with you. Thank you for stepping up. Taking your part in this community. You've done that for several years now. I can't wait to see your service here on this city council. Congratulations. And I believe Judge Castillo is going to give you your oath.
Ready, Chad? Okay. I, Chad Tooman, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of City Council Member, Position 6, for the City of Pearland, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God.
Thank you, Judge, for that. And Mr. Tooman, follow me. Same drill. Introduce you to Councilmember Carbone, Councilwoman Chavarria, Mayor Pro Tem Koza. All right, up. Here he is. Councilmember Hernandez, Councilmember Berry, and Councilwoman Cade. There you go. All right. You're going to be seating right here. There you go. They've all been warmed up for you. So with that, first action that they all get to have is an adjournment. This will be the quickest meeting that you'll ever sit in. I guarantee you that. So with that, members of our public, obviously we have Member Patel that is absent from the chambers, but this is your new seating city council. And I can't thank each and every one of you for your being here today and partaking in this with these fine individuals in our community. We do have a few refreshments. We do have a 4 o'clock meeting. We're going to put them right to work upstairs in our EDC. So with that, we're going to adjourn at 3:37.